We'll say that. But other than that, I'd say my accent's quite posh. It's quite upper class.
I find it quite neutral, like in a
It's
good
because
way.
I'm right. I'm
In a
from
good
Nottingham, so I'm right in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
So I've got everyone's accent.
pretty
I've got a little bit of posh.
It's
I've
pretty
got a little bit of north.
That's the thing.
Got it all squeezed
Kind
into
of
one.
open,
Yes.
but not as clumsy as the Irish one.
Oh my god, no! I can't understand the Irish.
Dude, the Scottish?
Oh
The
no!
Scottish.
Don't bother.
The
Don't
Scottish
bother.
and the Irish? I'm sorry.
Well, welcome to Hall 2 for the first time. Actually, we've got the men's in Hall 2. Very exciting. And this is Denmark versus Portugal, 5th versus 6th. Portugal finished 5th at the European Championships B, of course, back in Finland in 2021. They are aiming to finish 5th once again. They're lining up on the right-hand side with Denmark on the left. Team news for you. We'll start with Marcia Ferreira's side. For Portugal, they line up with Alexandra Almeida, the number 2. Number 5, João Mota, who finished top goal scorer at the last European Championships for Portugal. Got 19 goals. And then the number 6, João Macedo, starts in the centre. As for Denmark, they line up with Mads Forholt Lawson at the far side. On this near side, they have Kasper Stolup Glegersen. And then in the middle, they have Mathias Stanstrup Jensen. Of course, led by coach Christian Otto Collier Ibsen. If there are any Danish or Portuguese fans listening, I do apologise for the butchering of some of the names. I think we're all quite aware that, that the English accent doesn't quite stretch over to the Nordic regions or to the European ones as well. Well, it's been a really, really good tournament so far. Portugal in their host nation, of course, hosting this tournament, finished... well, potentially could finish 5th overall in the men's, but finished 5th overall in the women's earlier on, scoring 2 very late goals against Spain to wrap up that 5th placed finish. 20 seconds to go here on the timer. We're about ready to go. Plenty of substitutes on both sides to be able to use. And coming up after this, we have probably the biggest game of the day actually here in Hall 2, 7th versus 8th, the relegation decider. Who stays in Group B, who goes down to Group C. For now, both these teams will be competing in Group B later on next year. And we'll finish off their tournament here. Denmark once again against Portugal. Portugal will start shooting from right to left, wearing their usual tops, white shirts with a white cross in between, separated up with red and green trimmings. On the right side, it's already a strong shot, smartly saved by the centre there, Mathias Stanstrup Jensen. It's giving it to the left-hand side now, going for a spin and twirl. Nice shot. Save with the legs there, now into the centre, back out towards his near side with Alexander Almeida going for a spin in front of himself, chested away by Jensen in the centre. Now Glegersen in possession, going for a spinning shot himself. That's got a little bit of height to it, gets stuck between the legs of the centre. Macedo, and now given out to João Mota out on the right hand side. That's a very strong effort, but comfortably saved in the end by Lawson out on that far side left. Another bouncing effort towards goal. Comes off the centre, out a play for Portuguese ball. Out on this near sideline. Again going towards. Blocked in the centre. 0-0 after 1 minute already played. Motta. Such good goal scoring prowess. That got a lot of power behind it, but smartly stopped by Gleegerson. That goes for a Danish ball. They're lining up in their all red shirt with white lettering on. Stopped on that far side by João Motta. A lot more power and pace and sharpness to the game compared to the women's at times, which we've witnessed a lot so far in Hall 2. Pretty much all weekend, or all week, should I say, has been in Hall 2. We've had the women's action, but now we've got back-to-back men's games to finish off this festival of goalball, as I've nicknamed it, across the week. Nearly there, Denmark taking the lead against the host nation, but just about being stopped by Almeida on the line. Scrambled to safety. Managed to get a shot off from that situation, but Denmark back in possession. Another bouncing effort. So difficult to read the bouncing ones. You just don't know really whereabouts it's going to go. It's a 1.25 kilogram ball, so it doesn't really bounce that highly. It's not, you know, like a basketball. Won't bounce high. Timeout has been called, and if you are new to us here in Hall 2, that is because the airport is nearby, and every so often an airplane will go overhead and have to just cause around a 20-second pause in the game. The referees are now happy for us to continue, and we now will. Macedo in the centre. That's nice, clever play actually. They've switched Almeida over towards the left-hand side nearly. There. Went over to the far, came back to the left, took the shot. It was saved just about in the end by the winger on this near side. 0-0 still the score. High ball there has been caught, I believe, or a timeout. Not too sure. I think it's actually a timeout actually for Denmark. So my apologies there. It's very difficult with such a loud atmosphere as there actually is in goalball, which is sometimes quite surprising, seeing as this is obviously a visually impaired sport. There has to be some silence for the play to actually happen, but it's very raucous, the crowd, and always getting behind the teams. So as a commentator, you try and listen into what the referees are saying, but there's always some kind of background noise. And that time around, they called a timeout, not a high ball. Timeout has now finished. Denmark with the ball in possession with Kasper Stolup Gleegerson. Well, like Kasper the Ghost, he has to try and sneak his way in to a pocket of space. Couldn't do that then with a bouncing effort. So Portugal back in possession. That's a really good stop there. Squeezing the ball between his kneecaps to stop it going through. And now playing it to Lawson on that far side, who goes for a really nice effort. Deflected off the centre and then collected by Almeida. Going over to this near side is now João Motta. Nearly actually kicking him in the face there. The centre nearly got kicked in the head. Back up to his feet. He shoots himself with a strong effort actually. The ball goes out of play. Denmark ball. Referees ask for quiet. Here's Almeida. Stop by the centre again. Jensen sweeping. Yeah, he's lifting up at the moment. Showing quite good agility to sweep across that floor. Motta. Smart save there, diving away to his right-hand side. By the centre, then takes a shot himself. Blocked. This is end to end, really. The game just hasn't had a chance to breathe or stop. Both sides going all gun-ho. This is the way GoalBall should be played, end to end action. We want to have as much action as we can, of course, as many goals as we can, but at the very least, an entertaining 0-0. But I'm fairly confident before at least half at least is done, we will have a goal. And we are getting closer and closer to one. If I was a betting man, I'm not too sure where I'd be putting my chips. What team I'd actually be back in here. Just deflected wide there. That's a really nice save by Kasper Glegerson. Just tipping it behind the post. Now Lawson trying to sneak it in on that far side. Motta then returning the favour. And, well, Matthias Jensen's delighted with that save. And it went. Denmark ball. 7 minutes gone on the clock. 0-0. Sweeping up goes for. So close there. Went through the legs of Macedo. Motta, thankfully, was there. Again, play has just had to be stopped momentarily. Plane going in to land. Where that one's come, I do not know. Let's go with, it's come from Gatwick, in my homeland of England, coming into Porto. I won't be coming to witness any GoalBall with the last game coming up very shortly today in Hall 1 with the finals. But still plenty of action for you viewers at home here on KuriakosTV to eat up. There is Lawson, goes down the centre. It's a comfortable enough save there for Macedo from number 6 to number 6 in the 6th minute. Motta gone down the middle now, but goes down towards the right. Good save that. Probably the best shot we've had at the game from Portugal. João Motta seeing his shot just pushed wide. It's now Glegerson going to the opposite corner of where he was. Another smart stop. Bouncing effort, and it's in. Denmark leads from one side of the pitch to the other. A fantastic diagonal effort from Mads Forhord Lawson. Just clipped up of the outstretched arm of Alexander Almeida and bobbled into the back of the net to give Denmark the lead. 6 minutes gone, 1-0. Denmark leading by a goal to 0. These are the moments where they have to try and get that second. Portugal are the most vulnerable as they're opening up a little bit to try and get that equaliser. Denmark have got the wind in their sails. But Portugal, they've got goals in them. They want to get that 5th place in their home tournament. Denmark, though, looking at value for money at the moment. Looking tight at the back. Their central player at the moment, Matthias Jensen, has really covered the whole ground. He's there to get the seconds. Substitution for Denmark. Coming off is Kasper Glegerson. And he is being replaced by the number 9, Gustav Koch Rasmussen. Wait to be seen if this is a like-for-like change. It's an interesting moment to make the change, though. 5 minutes to go with the first half. We've only played 7 actual minutes of GoalBall thus far. So an interesting decision to make a substitute at this time by Christian Otto Kola Ibsen. However, that decision has been made. And in fact, it is a like-for-like change. Rasmussen coming out on this near right side to replace Gleegerson. Maybe they want to try and shore things up at the back. Going into the final 5 minutes of this first half. Very close effort there from Portugal. Getting an ooh from the crowd. Rasmussen has the chance. First time he's had the ball in his hands. Rasmussen, that's a very strong effort. That might be why he's come on, actually. Not for the defensive side of the game, but for his attacking prowess, because that's a very clean effort. He gets the ball there. Saves it well. Down to his right. Back up to his feet. He'll go for a spin and throw. Strong down the middle, though. Collected by Macedo. Now Almeida. Sneaking over from this near side towards the far. Shot straight down the middle. Come back to him. Comfortably saves it again. He'll hand the ball over to João Mota, who's come over from the far side towards this near side. He'll strike it and hits the bottom of the post. That's the closest Portugal have come. Really nice. Catching Denmark off guard from going one side of the pitch to the other. Getting a really clean and smooth connection on it. Unlike that shot from Rasmussen, but it's sometimes the deflector efforts that really catch off guard some of these opposition players. Certainly catches me off as a commentator sometimes, that's for sure. Speaking to one of the members of the Spanish team before we went on air, and we're laughing at the fact that in GoalBall, you just don't know where the ball's going to go sometimes. Expect it to go one way, and it automatically goes another. 10-second timer has been elapsed there by Thiago Mata. It's by number 6, actually, João Macedo. So he will have to face a penalty here from the new substitute, Gustav Koch-Olasmason. So a penalty here, a chance to make it 2-0 to Denmark. Rasmussen up against Macedo. The right winger against the centre. Just waiting for a couple of the members of the crowd to clear. Quiet has been called. So Rasmussen in the centre. Steps up, goes for a spinning shot and sends Macedo the wrong way. 2-0 to Denmark. Excellent penalty. Well dispatched. Rasmussen makes it 2 to the good to Denmark. And Macedo for the LS side have got it all to do now. Instant response is needed. Mata tried that there. Stopped by Jensen. Rasmussen on the right hand side. It's a bobbly effort. Stopped by the chest of Almeida. And it goes. Portuguese ball. Almeida going for a spin and throw. Diagonal effort. Really nice save from Rasmussen. Pushing it away. What an impact sub he's been. A wonderful save. He's now giving the ball to Mads Lawson on that left side. He goes for his own spin effort. Put by the centre. Now Mata goes for a strong effort straight into the midriff of Rasmussen. Rasmussen going again into the crotch area, let's say, of João Mata. But unfazed, stops him. Denmark back in possession. It's a bouncing effort, can always catch them off guard, like we mentioned, nearly catching off the Portuguese defence off guard. And it's got the Denmark defence off guard with a bouncing effort. Alexander Almeida redeems himself for his earlier area and gets Portugal a goal back in this game. Down the middle, deflected off the bar and in. 2-1. Timeout has been called, just as I was saying. Denmark tried their own bouncing effort. It kind of catch teams off guard. That's what it did there with Denmark. Jensen has covered everything thus far along the ground. That time it bounced up, hit him, hit the underside of the bar, and goes in. Portugal back into the game. The crowd loving it here in Hall 2 in Matosinhos. As the little clown horn, as I've nicknamed it. I believe the official name is just the horn, but if you've ever been in a clown car or heard a clown car, that's usually the horn that they have. Another timeout has been called, I believe due to a technical issue with the referees. And we're good to continue. Rasmussen, here at the hour, trying to get an instant response back. Well saved by Almeida, who came from the centre. Back out to his wild position, stop with the legs of Jensen. Lawson picks up the ball, out on the left-hand side. Goes for a diagonal effort, and well saved. Is that another bobbling effort in? Yes, it is! Portugal have their equaliser, and it's those bouncing, fortuitous efforts that are salvaging this game for the host nation in their attempts to get 5th place. Once again, Alexander Almeida, the one getting the goal there for Denmark. Against Denmark, should I say, actually, for Portugal. Rasmussen stopped by the centre. It's a strong save. Would not have wanted to be beyond that one. Just told before the tournament started, I believe the record for a ball thrown in GoalBall is 75 miles an hour. And I don't know if you're the same as me. I wouldn't want to be behind a 1 and a bit kilogram ball going at 75 miles an hour. And while we're not reaching those speeds here in the European B, we'll be reaching speeds of around 40 miles an hour at times from these efforts, from these shots. And again, I wouldn't particularly like to be behind one of those efforts. Rasmussen, he goes with a very strong effort there, bouncing a bit, well stopped there by João Mota, who pounced across from the far side to get it. Now he's on this near side, shooting towards the left, bouncing again, nearly goes over Rasmussen, stops between his thighs, back up to his feet with the ball in his hands. It's the final minute of this half. Almeida. Goes out wide. Will be a Portugal ball. Shot there by Mota. Goes out wide. Denmark ball. And Denmark take the lead. Through that pocket between Macedo and Almeida. Sneaked on through. Rasmussen once again off the bench, making a difference. 3-2, Denmark lead. So after all their efforts, Portugal have to fight back now. That is half time. Denmark 3, Portugal 2. And after Denmark took a 2-goal advantage in this game, thanks to a lovely finish and then a penalty, Portugal fought back. But then in the final 30 seconds of the first half, they did concede again. Denmark's Gustav Koch Rasmussen coming off the bench, scoring 2, 1 from the penalty, and then 1 just a few seconds ago into the middle corner of the net to make it Denmark 3, Portugal 2. Half time now gives everyone a chance to just go with some tactics, some refreshments to get ready for the second half for this 5th versus 6th decider. Right, we're ready to get back off and underway then here. A minute and a half to go of half time, but that just means the referees can go through their players on each side, just checking their eye patches and eye shades are all okay for the second half. There is a substitution for Denmark. Coming off is the number 6, Mads Forholt Larsen. He's been replaced by Silas Sebstulup Flis Hansen. Don't believe there are any substitutions for Portugal. We'll see if Ferreira, not one really to make changes, I've noticed throughout her time. She's recently returned to the Portuguese setup. This being the first European Championships Portugal have taken part in since 2016. We'll see if Ferreira in charge of both the men and women's national teams. I think she'll be fairly happy. We're getting 5th place for both of them in this European Championships. Well, 10 seconds to go until the start of the second half here. As the klaxon goes, that does tell us that we are ready to go. 3-2 the score to Denmark at the moment. Confirmation of the substitute coming on. Silas Sebstulup Flis Hansen being replaced, of course, the outgoing number 6, Mads Forholt Larsen. Denmark to get us underway. Rasmussen has it on the right-hand side, on this near side, going for that very strong effort, blocked by the legs there of Macedo. Now it's on this near side with Almeida. It's made a difference going forward, not quite so much at the back thus far. It fought for probably at least one of the goals. Now here's a substitute, Flis Hansen. Bouncing effort. Doesn't come to much, and it goes. Portugal back in possession. Going down Hansen's side, he goes back up to his feet. He seems very energetic, which of course you want from a substitute. Rasmussen down the middle, blocked again by the centre. And it goes. left-hand side. Larson. There's Motta. It's a bouncing effort, nearly squeezing in. It bounced actually over the outstretched Jensen, but Rasmussen there was picking up the pieces. And he tries to push it into the bottom corner. That's a wonderful save from Almeida. He knows it as well. That was destined for the bottom corner. And Almeida pounced across, pushed it out wide. He has the ball in his hands now. He'll go for an effort himself, straight into the midriff there, Arvi Jensen. He'll be happy with that all day long. Here's Felice Hansen. He goes down the middle again. Blocks well. Portuguese ball. Motta. Goes towards the bottom corner. Double blocked effort there by Jensen and Rasmussen. Is that going to bounce in? No, it's not. Almeida sliding across the surface to come and collect that one. And nearly getting a reward for his efforts of getting that ball as his shot deflects off Jensen, and it must have taken an age to drop down onto the roof of the net and away, not underneath it. Score remains 3-2 with 10 minutes remaining in the game. Portugal still fighting to get that equaliser and get that 5th place. Swan on this near side right. Denmark shooting again towards the right-hand side. On this near side touchline, Portugal now have possession. Goes out, but it will be a Portuguese ball. Almeida, the number 2 on this near side, has possession. Allowed to play. Ball goes down towards the centre. It deflects up off Jensen and in through the middle. Confusion at the back for Denmark. But Portugal will not care. That's 3-all. And with 9.5 to go, this battle for 5th and 6th is hotting up. Timeout is called. And you don't need to be a genius here who's the crowd here are supporting. And that is indeed the home nation, Portugal. A couple of Denmark supporters in here. But you can understand why there are more from the Portugal contingency. Shot towards the corner. And it goes, Portugal ball. Can't be an instant response there from Denmark, which is always the aim. That's when Portugal will be most vulnerable after conceding. Oh, sorry, after scoring. Vice versa, Denmark not giving it to Rasmussen, who's gone to central position. Out to that far left, goes for the shot, blocked well by the knees. Back up to the feet immediately, going down towards that far side, blocked. Denmark ball. Felice Hansen going for his spin and throw. Always going wide, out of play it goes. Malta, straight down the middle. Rasmussen now picks it up on the right-hand side. Going for another spin and throw shot. That's got a lot more power onto it. It went past the centre. Almeida was there, though, to pick up the pieces. He'll then shoot himself. He's been such a danger man. Is it going to deflect in again? No. These deflections are really hurting Denmark at the moment. There's not really much they can do about it. Felice Hansen. Shot. Oh, and it's squeezed through. How on earth has that gone in? Almeida's got a fourth. He went from this near side over to the far, shot, and it somehow squirmed through the body. Now Silas Feliz Hansen, and Portugal are back in front. Miraculous. Well, I've got 8 minutes to hold on, but this game is throwing up all sorts of different combinations of scores and leaders and potential winners, so don't bank on Portugal holding out. Almeida on this near side, getting 4 goals in the one game. There's Motta down the middle, blocked well by Jensen. Got a guard to play. Rasmussen's ball. Does it on this near side? Going straight down the middle. What a save by the centre Macedo. He's left it for Almeida. He's looking for a fifth. Blocked well by the chest of Rasmussen, diving away on his right. And he'll come back to him on this right-hand side. He's going to switch it over to the left where Feliz Hansen was. He'll go for that shot. He'll nearly squeeze in. Straight back up to the feet. Portugal choose not to go with an instant shot back. They'll take their time and reposition, reorganise. Before going for an effort this time. Down the middle. Saved by the centre. Given to Feliz Hansen on that far side. And it's tipped away wonderfully well. And out of danger by João Macedo. Portuguese ball. 7 to play. Motta going down for that bottom corner and just going about a centimetre wide than it should have been. Stays at 4-3 to Portugal. Out wide again. It turns out the reason there's such a racket in here from the Portuguese fans is actually the Portuguese women's team has come along to support the men's. Maybe that support is just helping them through at the moment as they lead. However, Macedo's performance in the centre is definitely aiding things for Portugal. Tipping everything away. Left to right centre, he's there. Motta comes over to this near side. Wonderful finish from João Motta. Floated over from the right to this near side. Sucks it in to the bottom corner. You won't get any sweeter than that. 5-3, the host nation lead. Rasmussen going for that instant response. Very well saved by that goal scorer, João Motta. Finished Portugal's top goal scorer at the last championships. More goals like that in the next 6 minutes. He won't be far off in this one. João Motta coming over to this near side again. Will he try the same attack? He will, but instead he'll go down the middle instead of down to the bottom corner again, which meant that was easily, comfortably saved by Jensen. It's a bouncing effort this time. Again, guess what? Macedo in the centre got there. Portugal ball. Quiet has been called. Ready to continue. Portugal in possession. Almeida. Oh my days, what a save. Absolutely unbelievable there from Jensen. Sorry, from Hansen, who is being replaced. But what an act to leave on. Scrambling it off the line in quite miraculous fashion. So Lawson coming back onto the pitch to replace Fleece Hansen. He's actually come over to this right hand side. Rasmussen switching to the left, where he is at the moment. And going for that effort and nearly tucking it home into the bottom corner. Instead it goes out of play. Portugal ball. Almeida. Shooting down the centre, blocked. Once again, Jensen equal to it. Racing back to his own centre. Rasmussen peering on this right hand side now. Going for the effort, always going wide. Portuguese ball. And in from Denmark. And back in it to the game they go. 4-5. Rasmussen back onto this right wing. Bouncing effort in to the left centre of the goal. 5-4 Portugal lead. Squeaky bum time, as the phrase goes for Portugal. Almeida very happy with that. Here comes Almeida again. Rasmussen picks it up. Cleared away by Portugal. This would mean the world to Portugal, and clearly mean the world to Almeida. If Portugal can hold on for this 5th place. Timeout called by Marcelo Ferreira. 4 minutes, just under that to go. Who will come out on top? Who will finish 5th in this European B Championships? Awful lot for grabs here in terms of pride and perhaps bragging rights. I don't really know if that exists in many sports other than the your mainstream ones such as football and potentially rugby if you are one of our English listeners and viewers. But potentially next year, when these two do face each other again in the European B Championships, perhaps there will be a hint of revenge on the minds of Christian Ibsen's mind if Denmark do indeed lose to Portugal in the next 3.5 minutes. Rasmussen down the middle, Almeida saves. Almeida saves, smart, down to his left. Almeida, is that in? Referees say no. Net rippled, but somehow the ball didn't reach it. But the ball reaches the net this time for Denmark. Mads Forhard Larsen. One end, it looks like it's going in, and the net ripples, but it doesn't. And the ball then goes to the immediate other and gets it into the back of the net for 5-all. Devastating stuff for Portugal, but Denmark delighted. Oh, but it's an instant response from João Mota. Really clever. Alexander Almeida made some noise with his trainers. That distracted the Danish team. And then immediately tucked it in on the far side, Mota. From right to left on this near side, top corner. Boom, Portugal back in front, 6-5. Here's Lawson. Down the middle. 2 minutes to go. There's João Mota. Right hand side. Striking down the middle. Blocked. There's Rasmussen. Again, bouncing effort. Really well saved there by Macedo. Portugal holding on to this lead for dear life at the moment. Almeida, that was really clever what he did. Unfortunately, the shot wasn't quite up to standard. If he managed to tuck it into the corner on this near side, would have been a no-brainer to go in. He does, though, save that one to keep his side in the lead. End-to-end stuff. Timeout call by Denmark. 1.5 minutes to go. Rasmussen, bouncing effort, blocked by Macedo. He's put his body on the line for Portugal here. There goes João Mota. Blocked well by Denmark. 1 minute to go. Rasmussen. Blocked. Into the final 60. Almeida. Could have finished it there. Can't. Denmark. Ball. Blocked well. Now Almeida. Shooting. Blocked. Substitution by Denmark in the closing stages of the game. Coming on, the number 2 once again, Silas Sestrup, Flees Hansen, and he is going to replace Mads Forholt Lawson. Just getting his final checks. 33.5 seconds to go of this game. Portugal 30 seconds away from confirming 5th place in back-to-back European Championships in the men's section. They also got 5th in the women's section as well. So, quite nice if Portugal can hold on. Can Denmark maybe say something about it with a shot this time? Goes out. Portuguese ball. João Mota tries to tuck it into the corner, picked up by substitute. Now Rasmussen has ball on the left-hand side, going for the shot, blocked by Macedo, the centre, into the final 10 seconds. Timeout called. Timeout called, an issue potentially with the ball. There is a bit of dirt on the ball, which has been cleaned off by the referee. It's the first time I've seen this happen all week. So it's going to make the ball a little bit smoother, perhaps, in the last couple of shots that we see. The final 10 seconds here. Almeida goes for a spinning effort, blocked well by Jensen. Substitute by Denmark with 2.52 seconds to go. Hansen being replaced by Lawson, and this is just clever play from the Danish coach Christian Ibsen, because this just gives Denmark the time. Essentially, if the ball had, if play had carried on, by the time they'd have reset, they wouldn't have had time to shoot. Whereas now, if they make a substitution, the play is stopped and they do have time. And it will be Rasmussen to try and get overtime in this game. Rasmussen, the winger, but he is in a central position at the moment. Ball in his hands, has to score. Bounces and doesn't go in. High ball! So it doesn't matter now whether the penalty is scored or not. The time is elapsed. So Portugal will definitely finish 5th place. But it is a penalty to Portugal. So, no, my apologies. Penalty's been rescinded, but it doesn't matter anyway. Full time. Portugal have got 5th place against Denmark. 5th place in the men's, 5th place in the women's. A big congratulations to them. And it seems as if the crowd are absolutely delighted too. In their home tournaments, back-to-back 5th places for them in the last 2 European Championships. That's a lot to build up for Marcela Ferreira's team. There's hope that they'll be able to do that again next year and maybe go one step further and reach the final and get themselves promoted. Next up in here we have the relegation decider, 7th versus 8th. Don't go anywhere here on KuriakosTV.